Hello beautiful people, it's Mai here from Nintendo Life, and much like the Kingdom Hearts series itself, this whole new announcement of the collection and new game is just as baffling. So whether you're a longtime fan like myself who is itching to get back into the franchise, or you're a newbie trying to see what the whole fuss is about, well, I've got you covered. This isn't going to be a long-winded video about all the Kingdom Hearts lore, but instead it's going to be a Kingdom Hearts 101 and where to begin. So without further ado, why don't you grab your keyblades and let's get stuck in. Kingdom Hearts as a whole can easily be described as a wonderfully complex and over-the-top mishmash of Final Fantasy meets Disney. It's certainly a series which thrusted me into the wonderful world of JRPGs, having already played the likes of Final Fantasy VII on the PS1. Now, a couple decades later, 13 mainline games, 8 remakes, 7 collections, including the upcoming one, 7 non-canon side games, and of course, the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 4, it's certainly a saga in itself. But where do you start? Funny enough, I didn't start with the first Kingdom Hearts game back on the PS2, I started with Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2, funny enough. But I believe that's only because I hadn't heard of the series before. I was familiar with Final Fantasy, I loved Disney, and because the first game wasn't available in store that day. But fellow Switch fans, what's available for you? Now, at the time of recording, we only have the cloud versions on Switch if you purchase them before they were discontinued from the eShop, which even then will only be available to play until the 9th of June 2027. Another reason why I prefer physical games on cart, but that'll be for another time, folks. Whilst the Switch 2 versions aren't available on the Nintendo Switch 2 yet, fear not, as there is a demo for Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch 2 and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Although it may seem counterintuitive to start with the latest game first, you'll be happy to know that the demo itself isn't massively spoilery for the most part. With the demo, you can get a feel for the game, familiarize yourself with the mechanics and general vibes of the game itself. Kingdom Hearts as a whole has a wonderful introductory level as a tutorial which mechanically and visually continues to take me by surprise. The demo itself is a really good length, including the first half of the first world set in Olympus from Hercules and half of the world from Toy Story. Now, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 since lockdown, so playing the demo for it on Switch 2 really solidified and reminded me of how much I love this series and its fighting style. Also, although I wouldn't recommend watching all of them, if you'd like to be clued in on the story so far, the demo includes the option to watch all or selected episodes telling you everything what's happening in Kingdom Hearts up until this very moment. That includes any prequels and side stories. Even as someone who has played a chunk, although not all of the Kingdom Hearts games, I was still a bit confused, albeit relieved for a reminder of the games I'd actually played. I'll admit, whenever I try to explain the story of Kingdom Hearts to anybody, I always end up being like that Charlie Day meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, only I end up being more confused than I already was to begin with. But once you've got a taste of what the franchise offers via the demo, I would recommend you start from the very beginning with the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 Remix collection. This is where collections might get a tad bit confusing, but I reassure you this is the one you want. Whilst you might assume there's only one mainline game per collection, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are only available in the 1.5 and 2.5 Remix. Other collections like the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue only include Kingdom Hearts 3D, Dream Drop Distance, aka the 3DS game, a film, and Birth by Sleep, which is a much smaller collection for basically the same price. In the 1.5 and 2.5 Remix collection though, this includes 2 cinematics and 2 other games. But you really want to stick to the 2 mainline games in this collection, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Okay, ramble over. What is Kingdom Hearts Final Mix actually about? Kingdom Hearts Final Mix introduces you to Sora after their homeworld has been destroyed by the Heartless and he's separated from his friends. You'll meet a whole bunch of classic Disney characters along with those from the Final Fantasy series and properly sink your teeth into the series' origins. The perfect starting point in my opinion. Compared to its sequels, the first game is more compact, worlds are generally smaller and combat is less dynamic. However, saying that, it feels more like a classic hack and slash style JRPG, which I can't actually complain about. Although the environments are more compact, the playtime certainly isn't, as in classic JRPG style, the main story alone is a whopping 36 hours. Following that, it's only right you should play its sequel, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. This is where the story gets more complex with the introduction of the Nobodies, aka Organization 13, and the return of Sora and friends. Although I started with this one back in the day, I was able to get through it without scratching my head too much, but also filling in the blanks once I'd played the first game. Although saying that, I would still say play it in release order. The sequel introduces some really interesting gameplay mechanics such as drive forms and reaction combat, leaning more into fluid combat and exploration. You also see the return of the Gummy Ship, which is a series of on-the-rails arcade shooter segments between worlds, but this time with more customization. I was never personally really a huge fan of these segments, however I am glad that they have their place in the series to add a little bit of whimsy between the already intense story. And again, in classic JRPG style, the main story alone is about 30 hours, so make sure you get comfy. Also, it goes without saying, feel free to check out the rest of the collection if you like your lore, otherwise the mainline games should keep you satisfied until you get your hands on the full game of Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is technically the 12th game at this point, but if you haven't played since Kingdom Hearts 2, then don't worry. As I mentioned before, there is a story so far segment included in the game, so if you're so inclined, you can catch up that way. I know this definitely helped me, as it had been a long time since I had picked up a Kingdom Hearts game in general. In Kingdom Hearts 3, you return as an older Sora along with King Mickey and friends to stop Xehanort, aka one of the bad guys from Organization 13, to stop another Keyblade war from happening. Don't worry, I'm just as befuddled as you are, and that's coming from a fan. I personally really enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 3, considering I had such a long gap between games. Plus, with the introduction of more recent Disney characters, it only led me to be more constantly curious about what new worlds were going to come and what old friends I was going to revisit and which worlds were going to come back again. Kingdom Hearts 3 introduced more to the series by modernizing the gameplay further with gorgeous graphics and tidying up a decade's worth of lore from the spin-off games. And finally, I don't feel like I need to reiterate this, but in classic JRPG style, the playtime on this, with the main story alone, is 30 hours or so. I'm not surprised though. And last but certainly not least, that should leave you right and ready for Kingdom Hearts 4 on Switch 2, which, in case you can't tell, I am very, very excited. Shaping up to be a more realistic art style and beginning a whole new arc in Sora's story, I really feel like this is going to be the best Kingdom Hearts game yet. Considering how convoluted and complex the franchise is as a whole, I without a doubt expect this arc to be less than simple. But saying that, don't let that put you off either. As a whole, Kingdom Hearts is a wonderful franchise, and you don't have to have played every single title, because who has the time or brain space for that, in order to actually enjoy the game. So if you're itching to play now, other collections are available on other platforms like these for a reasonable price. But if you're patient and you want to take your adventures on the go, I would highly recommend this series on the Switch 2. Whilst you can get a discount on the upcoming Kingdom Hearts collection and the Switch 2 counterparts to the series if you already own the cloud versions, they're only available if you grab digital versions of the games, not the physical. Otherwise, you'll be paying full price for the semi-physical release. Still confused? So am I! Long story short, if you stick to the mainline stories, you'll be enjoying that sea salt ice cream and waving that Keyblade about in no time. But let us know in the comments below, are you a Kingdom Hearts connoisseur or a newbie to the series? And why don't you grab your Keyblade and tap that subscribe button to enter a whole new Nintendo Life world, and check out nintendolife.com for more lovely Nintendo bits and bobs. In the meantime, thank you also so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye!